And we've had some wonderful bowlers and fine performances and close matches over the weeks. Here's Al Savas trying to start with 3. As I mentioned, Al, like Ray Orff, is from St. Louis. Al, by way of Milwaukee, reaches way out with that ball, crosses over, gets a Brooklyn. Now remember, he did that last week too in defeating Bob Strampy. It's seldom that a fella will even throw on the Brooklyn side, a fellow of the caliber of Al Savas. And a mistake it was, but he cashes in on it, getting 3 in a row. Ray Orff picked a split for a spare, came back with a strike, looking for the double. He was pretty far outside, a thin hit, pretty good pin count, but he leaves the 2. Smoothness and speed seem to be combined on the part of this youngster, Ray Orff. Trying to bring this 2-pin back for his spare. He's got a long way to go in this game and in this match, and I imagine it'd be very difficult for Ray to completely relax. Gets the 2-pin. But maybe now that he has a few frames under his belt and has shown himself that he can mark and strike, why, might give us his very best effort. This is the story of athletics when you're thrown into strange circumstances, and these circumstances are strange for Ray. Some rise to the top, come to the fore. Others tend to lag, and I would guess that it would be the former that we can apply to this fella. He stamps his foot, and he gets a Brooklyn. Whitey, he's big enough so that the stamp of the foot could mean something.
That's true, Jack. I was thinking a little note on him. Did you notice how he was, don't you feel proud he was calling you Mr. Buck and me Mr. Harris?
Felt pretty old. Here's Al Savas looking for 4. Well, Al's a bit in betwixt and between. Previously a Brooklyn, and now he comes back and a thin hit fails to carry the 2-8. That stops his string at 3. And a bit of the advantage, although not the lead, goes back to Orff, who already has his strike in the 4th and can cash in on it with a double in the 5th. Shooting at the 2-8. There's Savas. First spare of the game for Al. When I mentioned those 300 games, Al has had a total of 10 sanctioned 300 games, 33 perfect games altogether.
One of those 300s, Jack, determined the championship for his team in a Bowling Proprietors Association tournament just a couple of years ago.
He's a great team man as well as an individual performer. Let's see if he can get on one again. He's right on the nose. And throughout, this being his 3rd week, Al has shown the ability to avoid those splits. That ball of his churning away has been mixing them up and carrying for them, even on the nose hits. He has gone through a total of 6 games, this being his 7th, and he has had no opens so far. But the only thing he's had to shoot at has been the baby splits, and he's done that 3 or 4 times and converted them all. He reaches out for the 6-pin, and he gets it. There's a lot to learn from watching a fellow like Al Savas. Ray Orff, he's working on a strike and bowling in the 5th frame, looking for a double, and he might be there. There he is with a double. A very fine working ball. Turning through there, Whitey, his first double, and Mr. Savas, and of course he knew this at the outset, is in the middle of a pretty good battle. He starts well back on the